So what are we doing in Afghanistan? Basically today, we do have some other activities. We're providing assistance. We're providing humanitarian assistance through two modalities: food-based intervention in the context of a famine, and cash-based intervention in the context of the extreme poverty of Afghanistan. We get grants from the UN agencies in order to support this work. And the team in Afghanistan has been extraordinarily successful in getting these grants. This is, for instance, the work in the eastern region of Afghanistan. You will see down at the bottom of the sheet, there are 839 employees just in the eastern region. And listed are all the employees by different types of occupational involvement. So this is a substantial program if it just in one region we have 839 employees. This is a description for one part of that region, which is Laghman province. And you can see that this program is extremely well organized. They've identified who the beneficiaries are. The training programs, the project awareness, the coordination, the input consists of all the training, whether it's on COVID or on agriculture or on animals or on famine relief. This is the waiting line for one of our food programs. And this is just the men's waiting line. Okay, so these people have come early in the morning to stand in line to get food assistance during the very real famine. And I want to talk a little bit about that. This is part of the women's waiting line, where they are in line with their kids. And it's really touching. They could be any of our kids, and they're all waiting. They know the rules. They play by the rules. And here is a work crew. In this case, they are cleaning out a canal to bring water to the fields. Remember, this is a desert area, and water is the precious commodity. Here's another canal that is, you can see it's bringing water out of the river, and they're putting in a concrete embankment, and all the people who are lined up and working. We're talking about, obviously, hundreds of people on these projects. So this is a significant work in terms of rebuilding the infrastructure. In the context of war, it's also a significant economic engine. So the next area we're working in is food security. And here is an outline of the work in food security across 10 different provinces of Afghanistan. 10 different provinces covers a lot of Afghanistan. And then under each, I just want to point to the second column, which is the population analyzed. So they're not just giving people help randomly. They go through that district and they figure out who are the deserving people for help. Okay, and in case of Herat, they've analyzed the needs of 2 million people. And then from that, identified what phase of food insecurity stress this phase 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a very systematic analysis that's happening of in these 10 provinces. The population of Afghanistan is 33 million, I believe, right, as of the present. So how does this work? Let me just show you one of the lines. So this will last several minutes, but it'll give you a sense of the great order and work here. So and you've got to stand in line for hours to go through all these stations if you're going to get the assistance from this program. So here you come to the help desk, and you get your shit and you start to go through the organized system. And then you get on the little walkway and you start going through the stations. And it was, you can see in the lower right side, this is the documents verification station to make sure you're providing legitimate documentation for your case. There's the help desk earlier, and there's a logbook, which is the next station beyond. And then you get logged into the system, and you get your chit. They get stamped so that we can tell whether you were here this week, the week before, or what's happening. And you have to sign, and you sign week by week. So your this week's signature's got to match last week's signature. Here's the food that's waiting. There's a lot. And it's very carefully, it's provided by the World Food Program. It's designed for nutritional benefit. It's carefully figured out what type of food to get. We've got large warehouses, and the Taliban is providing free of cost these warehouses to us. It's a partnership, and I want to talk more about that. Then you take your food home. I mentioned the partnership with the Taliban. It is a partnership. They are providing security for us from theft and thuggery. Okay, and we're working with them. In the United States, we partner with the US government. In China, we partner with the Chinese government. Obviously, in Afghanistan, we're going to have to partner with the Afghan government. Future Generations and Seed Scale's all about a three-way partnership. But I says, what's the Taliban getting out of it? So Shirai said to me, well, let me show you an example. So we had a project, was infrastructure development, and the roughest neighborhood in the Jalalabad area, where there was the most violence, the Taliban said, we want you to build a nice big highway with all your food for work, all your cash for work project, infrastructure development. And so this was a road that was built by the Cash for Work project that you just saw people were laboring on. Well, we built that highway. And now what was an isolated neighborhood, it's got a big road going through it. So we have this partnership. And it's really working. Okay? And what I wanted to emphasize here is this. Okay? So here we have Ajmal talking with the local commander. Okay? And the team, that's who's standing behind. And what has been growing in a really very beautiful way is the fact that the Future Generations Afghanistan has been teaching Seed Scale. This is not my graphic. This is Ajmal Shirzai's graphic. And how he has taken the process and embedded it and included it in his program, and they teach it. And so he has created then this graphic, which is actually an automated graphic, and each of these sections grows. But notice what's on the left-hand side. That's the humanitarian interventions, food security, seasonal support programs, school-based nutrition, farmers assistance, social protection. These are all humanitarian activities that are being on. And then what we're now trying to do is to move to the right-hand side at the same time and to get these two functioning together, which is development interventions. And this is the official vision statement, so to speak, of FGA. And then on this section, the four principles are on the outside, changes in community behavior and building on success. So as the engine goes around, the idea is to have the results being manifested then on the frame on the outside. Okay, they've got a model. They've got a pedagogical model here. And they've got the team. And they've got funding through these humanitarian grants. And so that's what, to my mind, was the really impressive thing. We're not just doing very important humanitarian relief. We've got a system going. And we're working in partnership. Okay, we're working in partnership with the system that's there. This is the Future Generations vehicle in the background, okay? In the background is the food that's being distributed. the guy taking down that on that little white line, right? He's following the rules. He's taking his food out in his wheelbarrow. And you can see in the background of the picture the little white line that people go in with. So they go in with back. So that in that image, a great deal of information is being told.